Hey y'all, welcome to the Crafty Cove, where we do farmhouse decor on a Dollar Tree budget. I am so excited to have y'all here today. Today we are doing a nautical open playlist challenge. I am so excited about this one. We're going to talk about that in just a little while, but for right now, let's get right into it. DIY number one. For this DIY, I went to the Dollar Tree and got one of these, just an Easter basket, but I loved the color, and to me, it reminded me of nautical. So the first thing we're going to do is take off the handle, and for this project, we're going to use two different kinds of nautical rope, the brown nautical rope and the white. The brown we are leaving intact, but the white we are going to take apart the strands, and you end up with 3 different strands when you do this. Next, we're going to start with our brown nautical rope, and I'm going to glue around the bottom edge all the way around the Easter basket here with the brown nautical rope. I'm not going to make y'all watch every single bit of this, but you know, I had to throw it in here how I'm doing this. So we're just going to glue that all the way around, and then we're going to cut it off when we get to the end. Once we cut it off and glue down that very end piece there, then we're going to take one strip of the white nautical rope, and right on top of the brown, we're going to start gluing the white. For the white, we're going to do 2 rows. So we'll do 1 row, and then we'll just go right back around it with another row. I'm showing y'all an awful lot of gluing here, and I apologize for that, but you know how it goes. So there we've got the 1 row done. Now we're going to go ahead and get that second row started. So we've done 1 brown, 2 whites, and I continue to show you me gluing. Y'all, I'm so scatterbrained. After we get the white finished, we just cut it off, glue it down, and now we're going to start with 1 more row of the brown. All the way around it again, cut it off, glue it down, 2 more rounds of the white, same exact thing. This is so super simple. So 2 more rounds of the white, and I'm putting that hot glue on like the basket and the nautical rope below it. Once we've got our 2 rows of the white on, then we're just going to cut it down and do 1 more row of the brown. Oh, that was a lot of gluing and a lot of talking. I always put this in my videos for y'all to see. I just use a lighter and get some of those stray pieces of hair, I guess you would call it, off. And I do that because some people don't show that, and that's fine, but I want y'all to see how I get those off so it's not so messy looking. Then I just take a piece of the white nautical rope, glue on the inside of my basket, let it hang down, and glue on the other side of that. On both sides, we're kind of just making little handles here. Again, glue down on the inside, let it hang down on the outside, and glue down again on the inside. Super, super simple. After that, I am going to take another piece of the white nautical rope and go all along the rim of the basket, all the way around it, over those handles, everything. We're going completely around the rim. After we get the rim finished, then we're just going to take it and go right below that and do 1 more row of the white nautical rope. I just love how this turned out. I think it turned out so cute. Next, I'm going to take these little clothespins from the Dollar Tree that have the starfish on them. I'm going to cut off 2 of the starfish and just glue them right to the little, I don't know what you call those things, pokey things is what I'm going to call them, that are poked out from where the handle was, and that's it. Super simple, and I did put one of those clips on the front. I absolutely love how this turned out. So y'all know, if you're not new here, that I help to host a monthly open challenge with my friends, Amanda from 6 Kids and a Glue Gun, and Emily from Farm Charm Chic, who is our newest host to this challenge. Every month we have a different theme. I love this challenge. This and 5 Under 5 are my 2 favorite challenges here on YouTube. Yeah, I know I'm one of the hosts on both of those, but even if I wasn't a host, I would totally join them because I absolutely love them. Every month we have a new Spotlight Crafter. This month our Spotlight Crafter is Lisa from Our Gray House. I will have a playlist linked in the description box along with all these ladies' channels. Go check them out. They are absolutely amazing. Okay, let's get right back into the
So
DIYs.
for this DIY, I'm using
some of these little turtle cutouts, the wooden ones from the Dollar Tree. I'm not going to show me painting all of them, but I paint about 5 of them. And I'm doing them, I don't know if you call this an ombre or what you call it, but I'm doing them in 3 different sections. 1 color on top, 1 color in the middle, and 1 color on the bottom. I do them all this exact same format, just different colors. And I will list my colors down in the description box just so y'all can maybe get an idea. But I love the combinations of the colors that I picked out. And these are basically just for a show in this DIY, because this is actually the only DIY part, is by painting all of these turtles. Well, a little bit more, but not much. So anyway, after I get those finished, now I'm taking this super adorable truck that I found at at Joann's on clearance. It's an Easter truck, but y'all, I only paid maybe $10 for this. And it's an Easter truck, but we're gonna change it up. To get that piece off right there, you just basically bend it, and then I used my little clippers and got it right out of there. Then for this little vinyl decal that they have on the front, I just take my heat gun, my little Cricut scraper, and I just scrape that off, and it comes off so well. I mean, you can't even tell it said Happy Easter. Then I'm going to take 2 of these little foam balls from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to glue them in 2 corners, and that's just because it'll help me to prop up some of my turtles here in just a little while. Next, I take a crate from the Dollar Tree and some of that same white nautical rope that I took the strands out of, and I'm going to take 1 strand and wrap it all the way around the bottom of this crate. I'm just basically making a little stand to put in my truck so that you can see the things that are in it and to decorate it a little bit. But I go all the way around this. You can see there how I've got it done. Next, I take a little starfish from the Dollar Tree that come in a little pack of like 6, glue it right in the middle. Then I take some Easter grass and I go ahead and glue that all the way around this. Next, we just stick that down in our truck, arrange our little turtles all over this, and that is it. I love how this turned out. And it's the perfect thing because my sister-in-law's birthday is coming up and she is doing a nautical theme and is a turtle freak. So this is for her and I know she's going to love it. I love this one. DIY number 3. Okay, now we're going to take one of these little boat cutouts from the Dollar Tree. I loved the shape of it, but I knew I was going to redo it. So I'm going to take the tags off, of course. I don't know why I always tell y'all that, but anyway. And then this little starfish is just a sticker. I just use my heat gun and loosen up that glue and get that taken off of there. Next, I'm going to take some Waverly chalk paint in Ocean and paint the part of the boat that has the words on it up here at the top. I don't do anything with that white part. I loved that part and did not mess with it. After we get all of that finished, I do use 2 good coats to cover up all that wording. Then I'm going to use Silver Linings Waverly chalk paint and do the bottom part of the boat. Now for this, I did have to use 4 coats. If I'd used a color underneath and then went over it with Silver Linings, I probably wouldn't have had to use so much, but I had to use 4 coats so that it would cover up the word beach. Next, I'm taking this craft wood that I get from the Dollar Tree, measured it out to the size that I needed, and I'm going to cut it with my little handy dandy table saw here that I get. I can't remember, y'all. Where did I get this? Can't remember the name of the place, but I'll remember and I'll put it down in the description box. I just take my time cutting. I cut a little, pull it out, cut a little, pull it out, and just do either side because this is a little bit thicker of a piece of wood. Northern Tool, that's where I get it. Nope, that's not right either. I'll remember and I'll put it in the description box. Next, we're going to paint our piece of wood with that ocean blue. Take 4 of our tumbling tower blocks, glue those together end to end. Then we're going to glue those blocks onto our piece of wood. I'm making just a little shelf sitter because I didn't want to hang this up. I wanted it to sit out on a shelf. Just glued that right onto the piece of wood, and then I glue my boat right there onto the tumbling tower blocks. Y'all, that's driving me nuts. Harbor Freight, that's where I got my saw. Harbor Freight. I will leave a link to that in the description box. It will probably be an Amazon link, but you can get the same exact thing at Harbor Freight. Next, I'm taking some of that blue and white nautical rope. I'm just making a little knot there, and I'm going to take that knot and just place it right on top where the hole was of this boat cut out, where they had it as a hang-up piece, and that's just to cover up that hole. Next, I'm going to take that same nautical rope and wrap it all the way around the wood piece, and that is it. I love how this turned out. I think it's so cute, and it was so simple. Oh, I forgot. I did put a decal on there. Sorry I didn't show that to y'all. Oh, I'm so scatterbrained sometimes. DIY number 4. Okay, for this is super simple. So I'm taking these little clothespins from the Dollar Tree in the nautical section that have the little fish on them. All I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the clothespin on. Then I'm going to use a combination of 4 colors, paint 1 fish each color. That's it. I'll leave a list of those colors down in the description box also. Then I'm taking some of this bead garland from the Dollar Tree that has the starfish on it, and I'm just going to cut the starfish off. And I'm just going to go ahead and leave my clips on my little fish. That way, if I ever want to change this garland out, I can do that. I can just take the little clips off and put another clip or whatever I want on this. I did not paint the beads, but I did space them out and decide where I wanted to put my fish, and that's it. Y'all, I don't even know if I call this a DIY, but I absolutely love how this one turned out. Okay, and here we are on our final DIY. So for this one, we're taking 2 of the anchor cutouts from the Dollar Tree. The reason I'm using 2 is because you can see how thin these are. I wanted a little bit more sturdy of a piece, so I'm using 2. And all I'm doing is cutting the tags off, and then I'm going to glue these 2 pieces together just with hot glue, and I'm getting them as close to perfect as I can. But we all know that at Dollar Tree, not everything is cut perfectly, so I just get it as close as I can, and it's perfect for me. I love how this one turned out also. So again, we're just gluing it down with some hot glue. After we get it all glued together, we're going to take some white Waverly chalk paint, do 2 good coats on the front, the back, and all around the edges. After that, we are going to put that to the side and work on this another little piece of craft wood that I did not have to cut. It was already cut in this size and this shape. I'm going to put some Waverly wax in antique on there, rub it all in, and then wipe it off. Yeah, I used a little bit too much. Wipe it off with a paper towel, and then I'm also going to do the same exact thing to all of the edges of the piece of wood. On the back, I had to paint it on because it's a really rough surface on the back, so I just paint 1 good coat on the back of that. After that, we're going to take our nautical rope while that piece of wood dries, and we're just going to start wrapping it around our anchor. I just do like an X at the top. I'm just using hot glue, y'all. I do like an X at the top, and then I wrap it around the middle part of the anchor. I just loved how this nautical rope looked with it. Again, just using the hot glue on all parts of this. After we get that glue all wrapped around, I guess I'm still showing y'all. Y'all know how I am. Okay, now that we've got all that glued on, we're going to put a huge amount of hot glue on our anchor and stick it right to the back of our little wood piece. Then we're going to take that same rope and wrap it around this piece. And I do this about 4 or 5 times, and that just gives a little more of a hold for the anchor to stay on that wood piece also. Here it is plain, and here it is all decorated up. Y'all, here's my final reveal. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed it. I cannot wait to watch this playlist. All of my projects today are for my sister-in-law, who is just got a new home and is doing a nautical theme. I did show her a couple of them so that she knows what she's getting because I knew she'd watch my video, so you know. So I hope that she enjoys these as much as I enjoyed making them. Don't forget to check out Emily, Amanda, and Lisa down in the description box below, and this amazing playlist. These crafters are so talented, you will not be disappointed. Y'all know I love you, and I appreciate you more than you will ever know. Thanks for watching. Y'all come back now. You hear?